Well, here I am again, sitting down cross-legged on my bedroom floor, talking about music. This time, it's not for a good reason. As you all undoubtedly know, Ozzy Osbourne has tragically passed away today at the age of 76. And I want to make something crystal clear right here and right now. Ozzy didn't die, death got Ozzy. That man has gone through so many drugs. Like, I could, like, anybody can tell you that, but it's just like enough booze. Like, oh god, I wish I could remember the entire Henry Rollins thing that he said about Lemmy. Just replace that, double it, and then give it to Ozzy, and that man still made it to his mid 70s. Like me personally, if you make it past the age of 75, you can ride out whatever remaining years you've got. You've lived a full life, and Ozzy has lived fucking five. No, like this video has no script. It's just me sitting down because I said, and I promised myself that I would like sit down and like make a video talking about Ozzy when he passed away. I just didn't like. I mean, I figured it was gonna be soon, but I didn't want it to be like this soon, especially after that farewell concert that he did, which was not a dry eye in the house there, not even from yours truly. Mama, I'm coming home. Like, yeah, that's the one. That is the one that really hit me right in the heart. But, instead of just, recounting all of Ozzy's greatest moments, all the best albums, I would just like to tell a little story about Ozzy in relation to myself. If I can, keep a coherent thought throughout this entire, little short video I promised I'd make. I only had the opportunity to see Ozzy live once. He came to Edmonton with Black Sabbath during the End tour. I talked about it in my Black Sabbath retrospective, the second part. And they initially were supposed to come in January, but Ozzy had gotten the flu or some bug. I remember me and my dad were on the way to Rexall Place, the old stadium in Edmonton. That'll carbon date me. Um, and yeah, we'd stopped at Fat Burger to get some food, so we weren't starving by the end of the concert. And we finish up eating. I'm talking his ear off. I'm like, oh, I wonder what songs they're gonna play, stuff like that. I was like they came 2015, 2016, something like that. I was a teenager. I was still in high school, so excited to see Ozzy. And then we get in the car. My dad had to make a pit stop, and over the radio they said that Ozzy was sick, and the Black Sabbath show was canceled for that night, and they had to reschedule. And I was just absolutely devastated. I mean, if I could find the footage and clip it in, I made a little Facebook, a little Facebook video after it happened when I got back home. If I'm gonna put a hand up here, and if I can't find it, then I didn't find it. Where I'm just like, oh man, Ozzy got sick. That really sucks. But then they rescheduled. We kept our tickets, and then I think it was March. Yes, March. They came back around, and that was the first and only time now that I've ever seen Ozzy Osbourne perform. And I've always known about Ozzy. Like, growing up as a young metalhead, as a metalhead in general, you can't not know Ozzy. Like, all the crazy stories, be it the snorting ants, biting the heads off of bats, like the classic orange juice clip from The Decline of Western Civilization, even if it was faked. I'm on the but you I just you see that, and then the guy is literally you're breathing the same oxygen as him. And it's I see him on the big screen, and he's singing the Sabbath songs as best he can at that time. Even a decade ago, I've ragged on Ozzy's vocal performances as he's gotten older. Who amongst us hasn't? But it's when I was in that stadium in my seat watching Black Sabbath, I didn't see an old man barely hanging on to life and coherency, gripping a mic, singing his songs to the best of his abilities. I even remember coming back the day after high school. Sorry, the day after on high school, because I took the night off because we didn't get back from that concert around 2. And I come back and everyone's like, oh, you saw Ozzy, I heard he didn't sound good, and all that stuff. And I didn't really care when I was in there. Like I said, I was in the room, few feet away. If I If I wanted to get beaten up by security, I could have just ran up the stage and been like, Ozzy! And he motherfucker probably would have seen me. But it's like, I didn't see an old man. I saw Ozzy, the Prince of Darkness. And now he has descended back into, I knew I was going to do some bullshit poetry. He's now descended into the darkness and right up into heaven. That was stupid. But, yes, a lot of emotions. It's like even if I didn't know a lick of his music, he was such an iconic character from the Osbourne's TV show and all that, like all his his accolades and his crazy moments and all the stories. It's just crazy that I now live in a world that that Ozzy's no longer a part of. And it's gonna be really rough. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's gonna be rough not living in a world without Ozzy. Like I've already had to deal with Meatloaf dying and Malcolm Young, like all these great musicians that I idolized. And like as much, I mean, Ozzy wasn't like the biggest inspiration for me, but he was the guy. And now that guy is gone. But instead of me just rambling on anymore, I think I'll just take myself a beer here and scull it for the old guy. Of course, it's all shook up. Hey, look, this may be in the a little bad taste, but as soon as he got up there, he realized it's like, oh fuck, I can get boozed up and drugged without any negative repercussions now. At least I like to think so. See you when I get up there, Ozzy. Hopefully it won't be after this. Let's go. I thought I could really do that in one go. I am not the drinker I used to be. Alright. Until next time I see y'all, I'm Liam Winfield. Keep on rocking.